The other thing is that you introduce the idea of screening, but your screening is only negative screening. Things that you cannot do, because you invest in these companies, why you cannot invest in these companies because of these certain reasons. But you never introduce a positive screening, meaning that we should promote certain companies because they do promote certain Islamic ideas. So that may be an important way to do it also. Lastly, maybe in according to this positive investing, companies that promote maybe human rights, companies that promote positive community values, etc. This should be considered. Thank you.
Do you want to respond to the question first before we open the floor?
Before I forget, there's some question or issues. Let me respond immediately to your issues that you have raised just now. Just Islamic investing or Islamic funds is part of the ethical or social responsibility investment activity. In fact, if we want to promote Islamic investment, we should ensure that Islamic investment is part of the integrated financial market, global international capital market. The way we promote Islamic funds, we should to the extent demystify certain Islamic concepts so that the investment is not only related to religious requirement, but to the extent the social requirement or ethical requirement. That will eventually help expand the investor base in the Islamic capital market. Otherwise, if we do not demystify the Islamic investment concept, conventional investors will be shied away from investing in Islamic instruments.
It would not be demystified, but actually to expand. You see, I think the understanding of the Islamic Shari'ah, what is right and wrong in the Shari'ah, as you explained, is rather limited. Rather than expanding it also to include all the other ethical dimensions.
On the positive screening, I think in one way or another, I think we leave it to the industry players to further expand our list by having their own index. Based on our list, they can come up with their own specific dedicated index. For example, corporate governance index, social responsibility index, based on our list, of course. The first list will be our list, but they can create sub-component of the list by having a specific objective. For example, investment objective in good corporate governance company, in environmental friendly company or whatnot. I think I will agree with you. But it's not our role here to come up with positive screening at this junction. We leave it to the industry to be more innovative in this. So, I do not have anything to respond to Dr. Ruslin because her comment was all positive. I tend to completely agree with your views. On Dr. Obai's concern that we need to start looking at converging the standards between Malaysian criteria and the Belgian criteria. I think this is one of the most difficult tasks for us to achieve this objective. But again, you have to understand that the list that we have produced here, the criteria that we have applied for the Malaysian market, is for the purpose of Malaysian investors. Okay, for the purpose of Malaysian investors, after taking into consideration various Shari'ah factors such as maslahah or mubalah and whatnot. I think that's this thing doesn't come from me. It came from the SEC. But if you want to market your portfolio to the international investors, certainly you have to join them. You cannot fight against their criteria. You have to join them. Good example is the Malaysian government support. If Malaysian government wanted to subscribe to BBA bond, for example, I think they failed to raise funds from the global market. So they have to come up with structure which is acceptable to the international standard, to the international requirement. So again, we believe it's a market-driven kind of decision. If you want to offer to Malaysian market, then use our list. I think based on certain Shari'ah consideration, we use this criteria. But we want to market to global investors. I think our friend here from LHB has taken the initiative to come up with the index, for example. I'm not promoting the index, but since they are here, Dow Jones RGB index. And they use Dow Jones criteria. And we have no objection against their effort to come up with their own criteria without making any, without creating any negative perception among investors that our standard is not acceptable. As long as they go on that basis, we are okay. But if you want to market your portfolio, your product to global investors, you have to subscribe to international standards, isn't it? So I think we are not going, at this juncture, we allow the industry to come up with innovative products based on the international practices or based on certain standards created by certain products providers such as Dow Jones or FTSE, but not to the extent putting our efforts not to the point that people start to de-recognize our efforts. Okay, we have to be sensitive on that. We have to be careful when we promote or market our boutique products to the global investors. On the derivative, I think you are the expert, Prof. I think we would like to talk to discuss more with you on coming up with Islamic index options or Islamic futures options. I think we have a lot of things to address. I think the university, for example, UIA, I think has the capability, have the resources to undertake research, and you can share with us. You can share with us whether there is a possibility to come up with a specific hedging instruments for Islamic funds through introduction of Islamic index options or stock options. At the moment, we only allow futures provided that the line is halal. KLSI, you can create KLSI futures contract, for example.
Is there any plan to do that? That's one. Is there any plan?
You will have to ask Bursa. I think we welcome their proposal, but at the moment I have not seen the proposal from the exchange. Maybe market should push for it, not the regulator. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that we are supposed to finish by 5, but since I know that many of us are very interested to ask questions, can I have yes, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 questions. Dr. Shahul?
There are 2 questions and 2 suggestions. Number 1, the screening only looks at the asset side of the balance sheet. What about the liability side? Because let's say TND, for example, it says to have $50 billion of debts, 30 billion, sorry, and if they are paying interest, remember giving as well as taking interest is haram. So if you have a lot of liability on which is haram on that, do you take that into consideration at all? That's question number 1. Number 2 is one example of negative values. I'm not sure what you mean. For example, when you did the IPO, you could have insisted the stewardess should have proper dress in Air Asia. To me, that's not a good value, it's a negative value. Now, you're saying that it's halal to invest in a company which forces its Muslim stewardess to wear non-Sharia compliant dress. Negative value. Alright? Islam The suggestions I have is to prevent this yo-yo of, Sharia, become non-Sharia, and then back to Sharia again. Why can't we think of having a Sharia, what do you call, board? Understand? We have a first board, second board. We have a Sharia board, and from day 1, it has to be Sharia compliant. That is, in terms of the liability side, asset side, in terms of activities you have to take. For example, in Pakistan, we have the Mudaraba ordinance, Mudaraba companies ordinances. Okay, we should have a certain act which is Islamic Corporations Act or something, or you can start off with a bond and put all this. Now we just have it in terms of what is it? So yo-yos. So the moment if you start a bond, Islamic stock exchange, no need to have a separate stock exchange, but Islamic bond. And companies on this must have special characteristics, and you cannot go yo-yo your way out and in. It has to be permanently Islamic. Alright? Then you'll save a lot of problem between